Hello everybody, this is Sci-Fi Junk getting in on this lovely, wonderful Tuesday evening. And this video is going to be mainly my take on how HUD really seems to not know what they're doing and really doesn't seem to want to, deal with tenants, or specifically deal with housing authorities that are small, like the ones that are here in Oklahoma. Now, if you guys have kept track of my lovely, wonderful YouTube or Facebook, you'll know that I made a number of complaints about how we are being told that our unit is not the cleanest in the world and has never passed their lovely, wonderful "you don't have a hospital clean" unit. Everything else seems to pass. It's just our lovely, wonderful housekeeping, and so we get told that basically what they want us to do is to have a hospital as a unit. That we need to have floors that you can eat off of, walls you can lick, and ceilings that you could actually eat if need be. But the problem is, these are homes. So these are homes that people live in. Granted, my unit in particular is not the cleanest in the world, but it's not a freaking nuclear wasteland either. It's got clutter. It's a home. We made it a home. We made it our home. But apparently, the way HUD wants it is they literally want you to be able to eat off the floor. They want you to be able to lick your balls, and they want you to be able to eat your ceiling if need be. That's not including the problems that I made in the last video about the nails coming from the ceiling, and they don't seem to really care that we're losing nails from the ceiling. The walls are separating from the floor or anything like that. They just care that if the unit's clean or not, because we seem to be able to pass everything else. Now, granted, I actually used to live in this housing authority, so I got a pretty good idea of what needs to be done and what can wait. Based on working here as a maintenance assistant, maintenance helper, whatever you want to call it. When it comes to maintenance wise, that's the reason why I plunge my own toilets. I plunge my own sink if need be. I light my own stoves. I do a lot of stuff that tenants would normally call the office on. I actually do myself because I used to work here. I've learned how to do all that. Although, to be honest, I've actually learned how to plunge my own toilet well before working here. So I mean, yeah, that's no big deal. Anybody can do that. But everything else, I didn't know how to really light the stove or the oven or a couple other things, and so I do know how to do that now. I know how to somewhat take care of my unit by myself without having to call the office, unless it deals with the locks, because I don't know what they do to the locks. They got their own little tools for it and all that crap, and so they gotta tighten that up every now and then, and maybe repaint the walls or something. When it comes to make readies. But when it comes to, for this unit in particular, I try to keep up with it. But we keep on getting told in one form or another that since our housekeeping is not up to HUD standards, like I said before, floors clean enough to eat off of, walls to be able to be licked, and ceiling to be able to be eaten, that we've failed the inspection. That's it. There's no leeway whatsoever. They don't care if I'm doing a job of 5 people all by myself. In fact, they don't even care that I actually work here, and in fact, they don't even have any income records about me even working here because, well, the housing authority kind of, they don't put that in their records. In fact, the only thing that they put in their records is sending me off 1099 miscellaneous, and that's it. They don't include my income whatsoever because they don't even, they don't. I mean, it's nuts. If they do that now or not, I have no clue. But when I pushed the issue about my income not being included into the rent, yeah, it's because since my rent is so, or my work is so sporadic that they don't even count it, even though that's against the lease. Believe it or not, in the lease it actually says that we have to have I believe it's 90-day reevaluation if the income is sporadic. But since my mom's getting the very person I'm actually being a caregiver for, since her income is pretty much the same every month, and we get paid, or she gets paid same thing every month, then there you go. They go off her income. They don't even go off mine, which is against, in my opinion, against HUD policy. And so it's one of those things that really does not make a lick of sense in my opinion. It's a lot like, the city of Wetumpka not following their own laws when the new politicians getting appointed to office. Yeah, that's probably going to be the next video that I make today or tonight. But anyway, it's a lot like that, where they don't even follow their own rules, but they have them anyway. And then on top of that, they're supposed to be smoke-free, which I don't know how they're even enforcing the smoke-free thing here for the housing authority. It's like HUD just said, "Oh, just make it, just do it. You're on your own on how to figure it out." Yeah, that's pretty much how HUD is running right now. Again, we didn't pass inspection because of housing, because of housekeeping. Now after that inspection, they come across, or they go ahead and have another inspection from an actual representative from HUD. And that means it's an actual person from HUD coming here to inspect the units. Except for they don't inspect the units; they inspect one unit instead of all of them. So this place has six. If you count the office, it has pretty much 60 units. I think it's 16 units. Yeah, I think so. It has quite a bit, in my opinion. In my opinion, it has quite a bit. In HUD's opinion, they're microscopic. Because HUD's more interested in getting, dealing with people in housing authorities that have, 25,000 units or more. They don't care about anyone that has less than that. Or is it 5,000? I can't remember. It's quite a bit. It's quite a large number that they'll consider working with the housing authority versus telling the housing the authority we're going to cut your budget because you're too small, kind of thing. Which they've been doing for quite a while now, is cutting the housing authority's budget so much that I really do not even understand why. But then again, I'm not an executive director here at the housing authority. That's a whole different subject altogether. I'm not even going to get into that whatsoever. But yeah, HUD kind of does some pretty stupid stuff. Anyway, so as I'm saying, we have another inspection, but it's only for one unit. And instead of HUD deciding which unit it is, the housing authority decides which unit it is, because apparently they want to show HUD that oh, we are a good housing authority to live in. And what I would have done as HUD would be to go to the one unit that always seems to fail inspections. That'd be us. That's what I would do as HUD, but no, HUD didn't do that. HUD just said, okay, well, we're going to go down there. You're going to decide which unit to show us, and we're going to take it from there. Because what happens with that is they only see one unit, one really good, pristine unit that you can literally eat off the floor, lick the walls, and eat the ceiling if they need to. They don't even bother to go into a unit that's failed inspections supposedly all the time. That all the time. That'd be us. But no, they're more interested. See, this housing authority is more interested in impressing HUD by the means of showing them one unit that's freaking fantastic instead of the unit that's always failing, because they want to keep getting the money. They don't want to be honest. See, this is the reason why I'm not really into politics. It's not because that it's a money thing. It's more of a, we'll show you what we want you to see, and you're going to take that to your bosses and tell them how good this place is, kind of thing. It's the same thing with Congress. It's the same thing with, city council. Anything political. That's pretty much how it works. And that's the main reason why I'm not into politics, because I'm the type of person that right now, if I was in like city council, or matter of fact, if I was in the Senate right now, I'd probably get assassinated, because I'd be more interested in helping the people than making money off them. I'm not saying money's. Not saying that I don't like money. I'm just saying that when you are elected at any office, any level, because as a housing authority here, HUD has made them a federally funded housing authority. Even though they don't get 100% funding from HUD, they made it where this is a HUD funded facility. And once they did that, that means we have to follow HUD rules, even though HUD doesn't give us enough money, give this housing authority enough funds to run it without having to go to outside sources. Yeah. As you should be getting the idea that I really don't like HUD whatsoever, which is also the reason why I have the home project on GoFundMe, so we can get out of this lovely, wonderful HUD funded piece of crap. Now, mind you, these units are pretty good if they're kept up. They're if the walls get, if something happens, you can call the office does their thing, and presto changeo. So these units are not, they're not bad. They're not, they're not great, but they're not bad. You might come across the occasional problem with, which I think is the real reason why we have nails coming from our ceiling, is because of the earthquakes. Stuff like that. Stuff that earthquake. I'm sure we have earthquake damage in this unit, but HUD's not interested in that. The housing authority is not interested in that, because that's more money that they have to put into. First, they'll have to get us out of this unit, stick us in a hotel. Then we'll have to move so much stuff out. and then, or move it around, or whatever, and then allow us to come back in. And HUD and this housing authority is not really interested in fixing those kind of problems, because that's money that could go into something else, or in fact money that they could be getting from us instead of the other way around. And yeah, it's really weird, and it's stupid, and in my opinion, I'm the type of person that like I said before, I'm the type of person that if I get if I ever get the balls to go and run for any kind of elected, yeah, you know what I mean. Be an official, like a board of commissioners for the city or something like that, then I'd be for the people. I wouldn't be for me. I'd be more willing to solve other people's problems than to get money from them, because that's what happens when you're a caregiver. You're more interested in fixing the problems than getting the money. Matter of fact, I mean, as a freelance IT guy, I'm more interested in fixing their internet, their computers or laptops, making it where they can run one copy of a software on any particular laptop, and as long as it's only running on one of the laptops, to make it where they can do that instead of getting paid $30 an hour, because, well, they always want to pay people. That's all housing authority and HUD looks at, is the money. They don't care about the people that live in their units. Now, with that being said, I do sincerely apologize for this being a rather long video. They always seem to be more than 10 minutes, and it's not my objective to make them more than 10 minutes. It's just how my videos end up going, from having a specific subject matter, then end up turning into a rambling video. And that's pretty much how my videos end up going. So this is really my take on HUD, and how HUD needs to get their crap together. More so, since if you actually read on the in the news somewhere that I believe it was either the COO or CFO or CC something, one of the executives at HUD modifies his office and then fails to report it. $5,000 worth of modifications, so he could actually use his office the way he can use his office, instead of just being like a normal person. And I don't understand what the modifications that he had to do to make it where he could use his office more efficiently or whatever. But the fact that he didn't report $5,000 worth to HUD, being an executive, then maybe they could cut slack for people that like me, that seem to not pass their housekeeping inspections, because it's a little one-sided if an executive can go ahead and get away with not reporting a $5,000 worth of modifications to his office, but yet get on to anybody who lives in the units of the housing authority for housekeeping, then yeah, it doesn't seem quite right, at least in my opinion anyway. And with that being said, if you made it through the video, I do greatly appreciate it. If you didn't, then I sincerely apologize. And until next time, don't have too much fun.